Pay attention. I'm going to show you how you can get $10,000 in your account, an extra $10,000 in your bank account within the next 60 days. And this will work for you as long as you are a healthy man in a first world country. If you're in some fucking shit country, people building fucking homes out of fucking sticks and trees and shit, this might not work for you. If you're in a fucking war zone or Syria, this is not for you, man. You got bigger shit to worry about, you know what I'm saying, than 10 grand. This is if you are a healthy man in a first world country. If you follow these steps, I promise you, you'll have an extra $10,000 or more in your bank account within the next 60 days. And the reason I say man, it'll probably work for women as well. However, you get canceled trying to tell women what to do. And I don't want that kind of smoke, but I can yell at you fucking guys. You yell at women, you get canceled, man. That's what happened to Myron and them, you know what I'm saying? Fucking getting demonetized and shit. This is not about how to get rich. If you fucking click this video and you're looking for an extra 10 grand, you don't need to worry about getting rich now, bro. All right. There's a few steps you got to take before you can even consider that with any legitimacy. This is about having an extra 10K in your bank account within the next 60 days. If you are a healthy man in a first world country, if you got a bunch of diseases or a bunch of health problems, you missing limbs and shit, somebody else is going to have to give you advice. Here's why I say in a first world country, because listen, especially like America, like there's people risking their lives every day to get here. I was in an Uber the other day and the guy, he was from Cuba and he was super excited to be living here. And he said that he came here on a fucking raft and it was his third try. The first two times he got fucking caught. He was drinking urine and shit on his way over here. And then on the third time he finally made it. And he said, man, he was just so excited to be here and drive Uber. Just think about that. A lot of you guys are here squandering it, sitting around being fucking broke. You know what I'm saying? When this goddamn refugee was drinking piss to get here and fucking grinding all day, right? You out here squandering it, all right? Let's not do that anymore. Here's the thing. If you broke, and if you don't have 10K in your bank account, you broke, right? The average American has less than $1,000 in their bank account. It's fucking bullshit, right? If you're fucking black and you sitting around being broke, nothing makes me madder than that. I swear to God, there are few things in the world that make me madder than when a black man, a healthy black man in America tells me he's broke. I want to fucking wring your neck, nigga. Because it's really disrespectful to our ancestry, right? So many fucking people suffered and died for us to have the opportunities that we have now. And you're not taking advantage of them. You're sitting around here being fucking broke. Hey, Martin Luther King wasn't getting his fucking ass kicked every weekend for you to sit around jerking off and playing video games. He worked hard so you can make some money and fuck some white women if you want. That was the dream. All right. Let's get out here. Let's make it happen. And if you're white and you're broke in America, I don't know what to tell you, bro. This country was literally fucking made for you. Like, if you can't make it here, you can't make it nowhere. You can't make it nowhere. This country was made for you, a white man in America. This country was literally made for you. And if you can't make it here, you ain't got no hope, homie. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to give you some hope in this video. And if you're Latino and you broke, Dios mío, cabrón. ¿Qué lo que? Miente. Mira. Prestar atención. Okay. ¿Dónde está tus huevos, puto? Deja de ser perezoso, puto. And this won't work if you're fucking lazy. If you're a lazy motherfucker and you clicked on this video because you're looking for some easy, fun way to stop being a broke asshole, you clicked on the wrong video, bitch. Turn this shit off. Go play video games. I'm not gonna waste your time. This is gonna take a lot of hard work, sacrifice, but I promise you, it'll be worth it. Step one, we need to figure out how much time you have available to devote towards making some extra money. The reason I say that is because if you want to get rich, you need leverage. If you want to make a lot of money, when people say work smarter, not harder, they really mean using leverage. And there's 3 forms of leverage. There's money, media, and skills, right? If you have a bunch of money, you can invest that into other things, or you can hire people to do work for you. That's working smarter, right? Your money's working for you. Or if you have media, if you fucking Kylie Jenner, you can just fucking do a fucking post, a sponsored post or something, make a bunch of money because your social media is so big, right? And that's also why like billionaires start buying media companies, like Elon bought Twitter. Shit ain't making him no money, right? On paper, but he controls that media, so I'm sure he'll be able to leverage that in some capacity. Bezos bought the Washington Post. The fuck is buying newspapers, man? Fucking newspapers. It's a dying industry, but he wanted to control some media, right? Because you can leverage that in different ways. And then there's skills, right? If you have like a lot of skills, or if you're really, really good at something, you can always make some money from that, top dollar from it even. However, if you're watching this video, you probably ain't got none of that shit, bro. So you don't have no leverage. You can't work smart, right? Work smarter, not harder. No. Broke niggas can't work smart. That's why you broke. If you was smart, you wouldn't be broke. So you got to work hard at first, right? That's the point of getting this extra $10,000. Because if you get an extra $10,000, right? I'm not telling you to go start buying fucking Gucci belts and shit. Later on, I'll tell you what to do with that to start deploying it into some leverage to start making some money. But first, you got to get out of fucking poverty. You got to get ahead of the game. So we need to see how much time you have, because if you don't have money, media, or skills, you do have time, and you're going to have to exchange time for money. So I've done this before. If you've seen it before and you still broke, just shut the fuck up and watch it again. Brandon, I've seen you talked about this before. Shut the fuck up. And then ask you no questions. I don't come to your house slapping the PS fucking 2 controller out of your hand, turning off the Pornhub and telling you what to do. Pay attention. All right, so we're going to do the time exercise. I wanted you to write down how many hours a week do you sleep, right? How many hours a week do you work if you have a job now? Or school, right? If you're in school, you can put that there too. How many hours a week do you work out? Remember, we're talking to healthy men. And if you don't work out, are you really a man? Maybe you identify as a man, but if you don't work out, you are a male. Work out. And how much time do you spend with your family? All right. These are the only 4 things that a man has to do. Everything else is optional. Now, here's the thing. Every time I do this, some fucking dipshit says, what about eating and showering and using the bathroom? Listen, if you're spending like a significant amount of time in the bathroom, like 20 hours a week in the bathroom, you have problems that are beyond the scope of anything I can help you solve in a YouTube video. You need to see professional help, nerd. Everything else is optional, right? And if I got to commute to work, Hey, put that in the work time, right? If you got to commute to work. What about getting dressed? Hey, man, that's why I'm talking to men. Right? It shouldn't take you that long to throw some shit on and move. You shouldn't be in the bathroom all day. If it was women, we probably have to put fucking bathroom and getting dressed because they got to fucking try on 18 things, and doing their hair. I'm talking to fucking men, man. What we want to do is we want to add this up, right? So if you sleep 8 hours a night, I'm not telling you not to sleep. You sleep 8 hours a night. That's what? 8 hours a night, 7 days a week. That's 56 hours a week, right? 56 hours a week. So just write that down. Boom. Write down how many hours you work, if you work already. If you work out, whatever it is. And then how many hours a week do you spend with your family? Now, what you want to do is you want to add that up. What is the total? And then what we want to do is subtract that from 168. And then how many hours do you have left? There's 168 hours in every week, right? All you got to do is sleep, work out, and spend some time with your family. I'm not telling you to neglect your family. I'm not telling you to neglect your health, family. Those are the most important things, right? I'm telling you, hey, how much time you spend? How much time you spend with these motherfuckers, man? You know what I'm saying? You probably don't even know, you fucking nerd. You out here fucking up. We can do a makeshift version of this, right? So if you sleep 8 hours a night, 56, boom, you work out an hour a day, 7 days a week. You ain't that tough, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, nerd. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, you know? All right. And then you work, let's say you work 40 hours a week. Hey, let's throw in the commute time. Say you're working 45 hours a week. It was a commute time. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And if the commute time is longer than that, motherfucker, why? Like, why? What's the matter with you? You know what I'm saying? And how much time you motherfuckers want to spend with your family? Yeah. What about eating? Yo, your family likes to eat too. Listen, I don't know that much about kids, but I know they like to eat food. At least sometimes, right? You can do that with them, right? You can multitask. Y'all can eat together. You know what I'm saying? And fucking kids got bedtimes. Kids got bedtimes. They're not supposed to be fucking little kids. They're supposed to be sleeping like 9-10 hours a night. How much time do you motherfuckers want to spend with your fucking with your fucking family? 2-3 hours a day. Fucking if it's 2, what's that, 14? Fuck, man, let's give them 20, man. 20 hours. You may think that 20 hours a week with your family is not enough. It's plenty. I'm telling you, kids got bedtimes. And then your kids are at school. They got after school shit. They got homework, their own friends, sports. Your kid does not have 20 hours a week to spend with your goofy ass. And if they did have that much time, they wouldn't want to spend it with you. Right? You know what I'm saying? What kids want to be around adults all fucking day, right? Kids want to do kid shit, you know? Anyway, but I'll give you 20 hours, nerd. So for this makeshift one, it's 128, which leaves us with an extra 40 hours. Perfect in this makeshift example. So now, whatever your time is, whatever it is for you, we are going to devote this extra time to the acquisition of capital. How are we going to do that? Well, that's step 2. Step 2 is we want to start working 80 hours a week. And in this example that I just came up with, this motherfucker got an extra 40. Boom. He can easily add 40 hours to his work week. How do you do that? Well, let's talk about why you should do that. First, the average American in the United States makes about $59,000 a year. Average, regular motherfuckers, right? Some of y'all fucking up this average, all right? But that's the average. But the average American works 38 hours per week. 38, not even 40. Not even 40. Motherfuckers ain't even trying. It stands to reason if we double the amount of input, we should be able to double the amount of output. And we started with the time exercise to show your goofy ass that you have that amount of time. Now, here's the thing. I'm not telling you to do this forever. I'm not telling you to do this forever. We're going to get that $10,000, that first $10,000, and then we're going to devote that to working smarter. Maybe. Unless you want to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to keep pushing it. I did this when my father killed himself. Like, my father killed himself. I had to take care of the whole family. You know the story. I was waking up at 4, training people in the morning at like 5 to 9. And then I showered at the gym. Boom. Took the subway to Soho. And I worked security at the Prada store for 8 hours. And then after that, I worked for my boy's moving company. It's 5 days a week. On the weekends, I woke up early, trained people, and then worked at a barbecue restaurant in Queens as the weekend manager on the weekends. 12, 14 hours days, 7 days a week, 2 years, right? 2 years. But that was an important time of my life, because what that did was I made way more money than I needed, and I took the extra money, invested it into the things, and then I started working smarter. But broke niggas can't work smart, man. That's why you got to work hard. That's what we're talking about. But I'm only asking you to do this for 60 days. I did it for 2 years. Now, what do? You can get a part-time job. Get 2 part-time jobs. You see what I did? I was working for moving companies, fucking training people in the morning. You know, I was doing all that other shit. That's because it was in 2008. Back in the day, there was no fucking smartphones, bro. Right? We was all on Razor flips and shit. Motorola Razors. That was the shit. There was no fucking Uber Eats. There was no Lyft. There was no TaskRabbit. None of this shit you could do. So I just did what I could. Now you could either get another job. I'm not telling you to start no part-time hustle because you too broke for that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? You need to just get income, right? Income. You could drive Uber. I wish I could drive Uber. I would have just did that. I would have just drove Uber all day, every day around New York City. According to Insure, the average NYC Uber driver makes $25.91 per ride. If they give 2 rides per hour, they make about $52 per hour, working 30 hours a week, assuming during typical profitable hours will eventually bring in $80,000 per year. So you can drive Uber, you can do ride share shit. There's all types of shit you can do, man. You can just go get another job like I did, you know. You can work construction. The moving companies are always hiring. They're always looking for strong men to lift shit and move shit, pause, right? But that's what they're always looking for. It doesn't matter. Just get jobs or Uber or fucking Uber Eats, whatever it is, and work, man. I was living in New York. My last year in New York. It was New York winter. It was a fucking snowstorm. Crazy snowstorm. It's that kind of snowstorm where they cancel school and shit, you know? And you know, they never canceled school in Chicago. They did that shit once, but they cancel school all the time in New York. It's soft. I'm a little fucking toddler walking to school in the snowstorm in a shootout. Motherfucker, it's a snowstorm and a gang war, and I'm walking through that on the way to school, man. New Yorkers, it snows too much, they don't go to school. Anyway, it was one of them storms in New York, and I called Uber Eats. A chick came and brought me my Uber Eats on foot. She ain't even have a car. She's doing walking Uber Eats. Motherfuckers would pull up in a bicycle. It was no excuse when I saw a chick come through on Uber Eats in a snowstorm. I had a lot of respect for her. You know what I'm saying? Obviously she wasn't attractive, right? Because attractive girls don't have to do that shit, right? They just go on OnlyFans, and simps like you go into credit card debt, paying their bills and getting messages from them that are typed by Filipino men. That's how it works. It's Filipino. My boy has an OnlyFans agency. He's got an army of Filipino men doing all the messages. That chick don't never even log into the app. Again, this is why I said if you're a healthy man. If it was a girl, I would have all types of different advice. Yeah. But you can't tell girls what to do without getting canceled. My boy Tate taught me that. And then step 3, you're gonna cut your spending, right? So again, to make money, you got to make more than you spend. It's kind of like burning fat. You have to burn more calories you consume. To get money, you have to make more money than you spend. So we got to start cutting spending. And the first step to doing that is start tracking your spending. So you guys know I talked about mint.com for years, over a decade. I've used mint.com, and I track every fucking dollar I spend, every dollar I spend, and every dollar that comes in, and I track it and categorize it. It does a lot of it for it, but I go in there and make sure that shit is right. Mint.com is shutting down, but they're moving over to Credit Karma. It's owned by the same company. So I guess you do it on Credit Karma now. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how that works with the transfer. There's also another company called Personal Capital. They does the exact same thing. But anyway, and it's free, right? So you just fucking track all your spending every month and then cut the unnecessary shit. Every time I have one of my students do that or somebody I mentor, they find all types of shit that they can cut back on. Services they don't need, apps they don't need. They find out they're spending way too much money on bullshit, you know, or shit they don't need to do. And almost everybody cuts their spending by like 25% without it even really feeling like a sacrifice. It would be like shit you forgot about, or fucking gym memberships you ain't been to in a year, or just bullshit. It won't even affect your life. You can probably cut your expenses by 25% without it affecting the quality of your life at all. But yo broke ass probably needs to do more severe cuts. Everything that's not necessary for your survival, cut that shit out and cancel all the unnecessary shit. Anything that's not necessary for you to survive, right? So that's Netflix. Just for now, just sacrifice for now. You can go back to Netflix and all your other Netflix, Hulu, Brazers, all the bullshit that you subscribe to. Let's cut that shit out, at least for 60 days. because it's gonna take sacrifice, right? And then I swear, if you do this for fucking 60 days, the reason it's 60 is because your expenses shouldn't be over $5,000 a month, right? If you can get your expenses under $5,000 a month, you should be able to make $10,000 each month by working 80 hours a week. You should be able to do it. Like any healthy man can do that. And if you keep your expenses under 5K, which is not fucking crazy, under 5K a month, boom, you do that 2 months, you got an extra 10K. Now your expenses can probably be a lot lower than that. Like 5K for most of you motherfuckers is like a lot. Under 2K is what the average American's expenses are. For 2 months, I want you to stop the clubbing, stop the drinking, stop the expensive restaurants, you know, stop the fucking weed, the OG Kush, whatever you motherfuckers be smoking on. Y'all know they making that shit up, right? A lot of my friends used to be drug dealers, right? Motherfuckers would buy the same ounce, right? And then every week, yo, we got that new shit, man. This that dead man Kush. this that California Cayenne Haze. And it'd be all this shit from the same ounce, right? And they just motherfucking telling you some new shit. Hey, yo, man, weed smoker. We got that motherfucking, we got that Zion Zany fucking OG Haze this week. It's the same shit they had last week. They lying to y'all. Any fucking healthy man in a first world country, if they follow these 3 steps, can have an extra $10,000 in their account in the next 60 days. That way you start the year off right, man, with some money instead of starting the year off the way you started all these other years off as a broke boy. Knock it off. Cut it out, man. You know? And once you have some money, some extra income, then you can start investing in different things. And I have some other videos to show you where to put that money. Check that video out now so you know where you're going.